topic of the day is penguin love. Meaning number 1 on UrbanDictionary.com is a penguin couple that mates for life. Meaning number 2 on UrbanDictionary.com is two penguins fuck. Observe our protagonist. His form of courtship is called Daniel love, which would be described as the act of falling in love or infatuation constantly without ever being loved back, and struggling to find someone to fuck, but almost never finding any takers. In other words, Daniel love is the art of failing at love, yet being too stubborn, stupid, or romantic to give up. See, male penguins give female penguins gifts of rocks and pebbles to impress them. Daniel, just watch.
You're solid gold, baby.
Flies on them. Penguins have their own unique mating call. Daniel has his own unique mating call too.
Ow! 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 Ow!
Which, unlike penguins, usually ends up with him mating with himself.
Archie had it good. His choices, blonde or jet black. Mine, right hand or left.
So, how did he get so bad at love? Observe.
Mom, when did you marry Dad?
No one had ever showed interest in me before. I thought about it and I decided I loved him too.
Dad, why did you marry Mom? Well, the pastor at Bible college said I needed to find someone to marry, and she was the only one that was available.
How delightfully romantic. Desperation plus availability equals love. No wonder our beau is so muddled up on the subject. I believe this is his story from this point on, and I shall see you all a little later.
That time at Playland, when I was 8. Enjoy the rides, I'll be back at 9, 10 o'clock. I shiver in my paper jacket. His last night of the fair in early September. I wait by the fence near the pirate ship, the picnic area just off to the side where he told me. The banshee howls. A gremlin waves me from a grove of trees nearby. 10:30. I say hello to Darth Vader, who has just recruited me to the dark side of my own protection. When you arrive, I'll go back to being a good young Christian boy, I promise. The agreement verbal, not binding. No document signed. 11 o'clock. I phone home. No answer. I hear the snoring, silent over the rings, and postcard cliche, I wish I was there. 11:30. He shows up. Sorry I couldn't be here earlier. I had important things to take care of. On the way to the car, I locked my arm in his, grateful for the closeness. But then in the darkness, slightly, very slightly, my father pulled away. Money-making scheme number 1. Prospecting for gold in the Yukon. Just watch your old daddy. I'm going to make something of myself yet. A few weeks later. I don't want to talk about it. Money-making scheme number 2. Door-to-door perfume sales. All the pretty woman will buy from me. A few weeks later. Don't look at me like that. Money-making scheme number 3. Shadowy investments with wealthy strangers. This whole fund is run out of the Cayman Islands and run by some mysterious Arab sheik from Saudi Arabia. I'll make billions. A few months later, my mother has the audacity to ask my dad wasn't time to get a real job. Oh, I know it makes you happy to see me fail. I realize it does, but I still believe. Hallelujah! Thank you, Jesus, for this victory, for the money we will have. Praise God. To him be the glory. 9 years old.
How'd it look like the camping stove, Daniel? We gotta get cold.
Yeah, Mom, when do we get our electricity back?
Not sure. Can't afford it for a while.
You know, you can use the money for my paper route. I don't really mind. It's kind of like an adventure. March 12th, 1990. My father left for work. We left and went to a shelter. The decision to leave was made just hours after my father had once again beaten us. Me, my mom, and my sister. The bruised shades of broken hobos. I found out later my father had molested both of my sisters. The youngest from the age of 3 to 11 and a half. As if its regularity gave it moral correctness, as if it was a bonding ritual to ease their passage into adolescence, a prayer saying, "Daughter, this is my gift to you. Let my callous country Christian fingers prepare you on your fertile earth." My own early childhood memories are largely obscure. I often wondered when my father sought me out, whether he planted the fetus of his dark nature in me to be born inside my heart like a fungus. One thing I do remember, upon hearing from well-meaning neighbors,
Young man, you look so much like your father.
I would retreat to my room in silent tears, to bury myself in books of magic wardrobes, of evil witches creating endless winters and talking lions breathing new worlds into being, and I became a citizen of the imagination, my bedroom an honorary Narnia. But never having had discussions in birds, bees, and babies, never knowing the type of upbringing where sex was more than a painful, shameful thing done in the dark with malice, I despised my male adolescent yearnings, longing to be a woman because everything I learned about being a man was hateful. When washing my face, I became a slouched Medusa, avoiding the men. As I grew older, I traced knives into my arms, slashing all-season radios into the parchment, wishing I had the guts to carve them into my face so when the rivulets flowed, it would retrace the map, wash away the visage underneath. Somehow I endured. As I endured, I endeavored. And what I endeavored was to become the polar opposite of my father. I scorned the witch, her icy Armageddon became the lion, my pen breathing beautiful new worlds into being. My sighs became mountains, my steps tectonic plates shifting, my tears oceans, moods, continents, emotions, countries. You inhabit the tropic of love, because despite the nausea that curls and curdles inside my innards to nest, every time I think of you, I still love you. Father, the tropic of love is located squarely in the continent of forgiveness, in the country of heart, because Father, I forgive you. I forgive myself for continuing to love you, and I forgive myself this act of forgiveness, but Father, my heart will never forget.
St. Bumblebee Massacre.
My innocence was a lily on acid, getting raped by honeybees, while too stoned on delusion to even know the difference. Oh, hey.
Hey. Listen, I got something to tell you.
Okay.
It would be easier as a guessing game.
All right.
I am. It starts with a G and ends with a Y.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
Well, it has 3 letters.
what? You're a guy? Obviously. Okay. Let me work through the alphabet. G-A-Y, G-B-Y?
Yeah, the first one.
The first one?
The first one.
Oh. I better sit down. How long have you known? I mean, wow. You dyed your hair blue, but it's still half black. The same color as you left my heart. I understand, yet I don't. It carries the power of philosophy, leaving me breathless. What do you mean you are gay? Define that. Do you mean happy, giddy, gay? I should have seen it coming. That train. Choo! Choo! Whistle blowing, yet all the time deaf. Eyes focused, not seen. As if being deaf and blind could ease pain. Postpone all shockwaves from reaching my brain. Foolish, jealous, just plain selfish. Yes, I am all three. In the realm of same-sex friends, straightness, our closeness was sacred. Secrets whispered over hot cafe lattes and Starbucks. $5 in trench coats guaranteeing privacy and our booths by the window as we puffed on artificial, authentic-looking Popeye cigarettes to embellish the fantasy. Furtively folded under our fabulous 40s fedoras, engulfed in imaginary mists of silence, we exchanged hush-hush, confidential, never tell another soul things. You told him our secrets, ours. Nicky, a name, but he is more than that. How does one define the face behind change? You don't. Nicky merely is the main shareholder to your heart and pain. I want to be that. Nicky has the lead role in your drama. I want that role. No phantom lovers lurking in the shadows to steal you away. Just you and me in Stanley Park on a hot August day.
Earth to Daniel. Wake up.
Oh, hey, I've been dreaming about you.
What kind of dreams?
Well, not Rainbow Asylum, acid trip, weird dreams, but, two people running towards each other in a meadow, and, some seriously sexual, hot, heavy passion business is about to happen kind of dreams. I'm attracted to girls, but I'm dreaming about you. It's weird, man.
I've been attracted to you for years.
Oh. Well, I wish you were a hot girl.
Why are you dreaming about me?
I don't know. Why am I dreaming about you? I recall hours walking the trails, wandering one direction then the next to explore. This home to fairy tale elves, talking elves, dwarves, magic, we would stop in open thickets, stretching out to meditate, watching different cloud formations float by. Ramble about the day we'd fall in love, no longer be virgins. Sometimes even cry about our past, fears of being alone. As if this atmosphere of peace and rumor merriment was enough to work as truth elixir for our lips. That day, hands linked. I know not who acted first. Me kissing you, you kissing me. Brainwashed Christian belief shedding, falling away into this pagan pastoral paradise, as if Pan himself appeared, played a few notes on his lyre, goat legs capering lustily, then disappeared. The true magic soon found in the touch of another. Me who could barely endure my own masculinity, who had come to avoid and fear men. My experience of belt smacks in the dark, violations in the shadows, cries through nearby bedroom walls unanswered by me, loathing, hatred, shame through blood, through gender, through my inability to act. Yet here I was, entranced in the arms of another man. My inhibitions, prejudices, falling away into the hollow curvatures of his skin, insides merging into one multi-celled, blood-pumping water organism, incomplete without the other. Wow. That was unexpected. But nice. One, how do you feel about moments?
What do you mean?
As the moments coming and going. Here one moment and gone the next, like a whiff of perfume.
I think I understand what you're saying. I believe human beings are constantly changing, as if I'm not exactly the person I was a nanosecond ago.
Well, in this moment of now, I love you. I'm not sure how I'll feel 5 minutes from now, but at this moment I love you.
This feeling has passed many moments now for me. And I've loved you in every window of that for a long time.
So what now? I guess we're lovers.
Isn't that great?
It just feels kind of strange. I love you, I may be in love with you, but I'm just not really attracted to you. I just don't think guy parts do it for me. I mean, I might want to try. I always pictured myself with a woman, and look, I see my dad's face every time I look at you. He's standing in the shadows, masturbating, cock in hand. Daddy will join me in hell, he said. I don't know what I want.
Awkward.
Yeah, awkward.
What is this?
I got a part in the school play.
You see? You're not doing anything naughty like kissing girls or anything like that, are you?
No. Mom, what's 365 times 16?
I'm not sure what.
Well, when I turn 16 in a few days, that's how old I will be, Mom. 5,840 days. And not once have you ever told me you're proud of me. Are you proud of me, Mom?
Of course I am.
Oh, yeah? Then why do I always have to drag it out of you, Mom? You know what? You should be ashamed. I long to have sex each and every day. And when I find a girlfriend that will have sex with me, I will do it to repeatedly. Sex before marriage. God will be outraged. And I won't care because I feel so good. And then I will have sex with more and more women, Mom. I'll become a male gigolo. And there's nothing you can do about it.
You say such horrible things to me. After all I do for you, why do you want to hurt me? You're just like your father.
Just like my father, huh? I watch you in your rocking chair, weeping willow withered, eyes dull, yet gleaming, not with mischief, but the onset of your chosen weapon, liquid guilt. In me, you see him as you leak, whine, convulse, scream. You see the helplessness you felt, yet also the safety in striking back, not fearing blows, withering words. Amidst this tirade, I pictured your upbringing. You shy, out-of-place girl, lonely as I was, unrelated to even your own family, raised in this Christian home. I see Oscar, brother, molesting you. This gorilla was born on your back then as a pet monkey. I worry that I will grow into you. That as I shed my chameleon skin, you will be the next layer I don. I worry that whatever dreams I once had will drown in the oceans that now flood from my eyes. I worry I will feel resentment for the dreams of my own children because I regret the ones I let pass by. I worry I will do everything I can to discourage said dreams because rather than looking into the illumination of their mirror, facing the fear that still stifles me, I worry I would rather have their company in this. Because, Mama, this is what we fear most. Being forever alone. Years old. On my way home from my college poetry writing class at Douglas College, she got on at Joyce Skytrain station.
Beautiful night.
Yeah, you know, it really is.
Where are you going?
Home, I think.
I had one of those. I got into town a few hours ago, and I gotta figure out where I'm staying as of tomorrow.
Oh, well, welcome.
Yeah, it looks like I'm moving from the islands to Vancouver. Yippee!
Yippee!
The problem is, I had my wallet and ID stolen.
Oh, God, that's awful.
I have a last check from my boss, but no bank cards to deposit it into, and of course my cash is gone.
Yeah, well, that's kind of the thing about these things, I guess.
I really only need someone to allow me to deposit it in their account, but imagine the conversation. It would be awkward. I know you've never met me before, but I just need you to allow me to endorse the back of this check from my boss and deposit it into your account, and then I'll snap on my most honest face.
Yeah, well, that's brutal, but I'm sure someone will understand that. I do. Look, I gotta get going. This is my stop here.
Where are we? Broadway? I gotta get off too. Sorry, I got scattered. I just was enjoying talking to you. I really was in need for some kind of sympathy.
Well, happy to help.
I'm not busy, by the way. I would like to take you for dinner, if only...
Yeah, if only you could access your money. I know. Hey, look, it's okay. Why don't you sign it over to me?
Are you sure?
Yeah, absolutely.
Then it is the least that I can do.
Well, awesome. Let's sit down and then we'll figure this out. Shit, that's for $1,500. I can only take 1,000 out of my bank.
Well, looks like I gotta see you tomorrow too then. How horrible.
How horrible.
My name's Jen.
Daniel. At the end of the night,
Don't let me go. Don't ever let me go.
she kissed me on the forehead, cheeks, then mouth. I bounded away with the scent of her in my nostrils and the palpitations of my heartbeats. My first kiss.
Ring! Ring!
Hello?
Hey, Daniel, so good to hear your voice.
Jenny, yeah, you too.
Daniel, where do you live?
8th in St. Catharines.
Is there a KFC nearby, like a block or two away, I believe?
Yeah.
Okay, listen, I have an appointment to see a place close to that area in a couple of hours, and I'm not sure what my schedule is like after. Why don't you leave the money in an envelope at the KFC? Take $20, go see a movie, and then we'll meet after.
Okay, sure, I guess I can do that.
Excellent.
Okay, bye. So, I wait. With chocolates, teddy bears, and roses. Phone does not ring. So, I go to the KFC. The envelope has been picked up. So, I call a number.
We're sorry, the number you've dialed is not in service.
Again.
We're sorry, the number you've dialed is not in service.
Again.
We're sorry, the number you've
Now frantic.
We're sorry, the number you've dialed is...
Fuck! Monday morning. Check bounced. The first time love left, your image melted into a passionate puddle of incoherence, and my reasoning followed. Cuckoo! Cook-a-doodle-doo! Cook-a-doodle-doo! Guts quaking, soul shaking, world upside down.
Sanity breached! Sanity breached!
Reality is a funhouse mirror, all images and emotions not exactly as they appear.
Sanity breached! Sanity breached!
My heart is a crime scene of shattered glass and splintered obsidian.
Sanity breached! Sanity breached!
Descent into madness, imminent, imminent.
Thank you for riding Bleeding Heart Airlines. Have a nice day.
Upon stabbing myself in the foot, I thought that the screams were pure delight, the sensation oozing. Then I
ripped out
my eyeballs, and I ate them with ketchup and cod liver oil, and I swore the bitterness was sweet, the nothingness in front of me, the lighted realm my eyes had hitherto been missing. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. The rolling Red River Rhine raging and roaring to the remnants of my ruined retinas, merely a fabulous flowing fountain. Hallelujah. Of the finest Dionysian wine for my soul to slowly, sweetly sip and savor, simply, sinfully sensational, scintillated, smile. Hallelujah. When I died from loss of blood and was sent to live in an ever-burning volcano, I thought it was heaven, and that heaven was Antarctica. Then I saw you. Suddenly, I realized what I had become. The penguin. Telepersonals. A year later, I meet this girl. No, not her, unfortunately. We were two virgins, tearing into each other with the libidinous fever of two coked-up bunny rabbits. I asked her to marry me. She said yes, ecstatically. Amidst the fervor of holes getting plugged, we didn't have time to realize the empty, aching void was there underneath all of it. We still hadn't managed to fuck it into oblivion. Things went to shit. Being alone was less painful than being with her. Finn.
Let's buy ourselves a hooker.
I have no wish to do this. To cradle some cold, paid-for person in my arms, there's still hope for me. I have to believe that.
Then say hello to insomnia for me.
Insomnia. My 3 a.m. nightly liaison. Undeterred by the tears and fears which sometimes visit me pillowside, the lies which fester an inch beneath the skin, ready to curdle a mother's love in her breast. You smell of desperation and murdered nostalgia, unborn children, and acid rain atmosphere before the waterfalls. I am Pluto, all savage brute denial. You, Popeye, devouring my doubts like spinach. You're poison ivy. I'm Johnny Canuck, clear-cutting your forest, but at some point we collapse into each other until the sunlight simmers on my eyelids, and the nights you aren't there, insomnia. I itch for you. Insomnia. Let's make it official and become a couple. Share my bed so it'll never be empty. And I'll buy you a promise ring. When I can afford it. What do you say, Prince? I'll down 6 pomegranate seeds on our wedding night. Don a white gown for when we meet on the other side of darkness. Dance. Dance. Dance with me, insomnia. Tonight you're my lord of the underworld. And I will be your Persephone princess. When we consummate this marriage, do not be gentle. I prefer scars with stories to a blank slate oblivion. Be my thorn-encrusted hug. Share your kingdom with me until the seasons change. Head, nestled into the hollow of a neck, bare breasts entwining, fingers gripping buttocks, the smell of shampoo, perfume, and semen drying on the inside of dirty jeans, teeth nibbling on the air like tickle of wind, gyrations more frenetic than the music. She wants me. She wants me not. She wants me. She wants me not. Dud to stud resuscitation done in a flash of currency, but wallet is empty.
would ever want you? 7 years single? Your ugly is showing. Like father. Like son.
I'm not my father.
Objectify women.
I'm not my father.
You're a predator.
I just want to be wanted.
Maybe that's what your father wanted. The attention of someone who wouldn't say no, who couldn't say no.
I'm not my father.
You know why you have to pay women to spend time with you?
No.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
No! Growing up, my mom always told me I look just like my father. Most Christian men don't molest their daughters. My father was a Christian man. I looked just like him. We never talked about sex growing up. It was a source of shame learned about through glossy magazines and the top shelves of bookstores, through adult theater visits and blowjob offers from creepy men in trench coats. My father ate for two, himself and the demon inside of him. I ate to make myself appear as ugly on the outside as I did on the inside. My addiction to porn and strip clubs was born out of a compulsion to prove to myself how hideous I was. Yet this side of me was a secret vampire, invisible in the mirror of myself I held up to the world. The more insidious I felt, the more I frequented these dark corners. Friendships and sex, particularly my friendships with women, were inextricably linked. Inevitably, I would think that I was in love and want to sleep with them. They always ran away. I always ran away. Naked, gyrating flesh in dingy clubs and all the mental lashings. I would say I no longer know what healthy sexuality is, but I never learned in the first place. It was only 5 years ago I discovered I could love a woman without needing to sleep with her. That the intimacy of secrets and blushing walls sworn to silence can be more profound than the swapping of fluids. A friend said to me recently,
You know, so much of our happiness relies on not allowing the machinery of our life run on our broken pieces.
forgiving the offender is easy. Forgiving yourself for being a victim, therein lies the broken pieces. I write because I despise who I am when I'm not writing. Poetry is my aurora borealis, my northern lights in the wintertime. Without it, I would be dead, or insane, or really, really fucked up. A cloudy day like now, but without the sunny periods, so I will write. I will write. I will write. There are days I talk about greatness, as if we're a falling star lighting on my hand. See, the value of my words, the importance of following dreams inexplicable to most, but times like now, in between creations, those moments when pen ceases to move, when I play 9-to-5 game of survivalist society, work a job, get by, just get by, I feel like a black hole, sucking all good out of this world. Every karma dollar borrowed, a debt to universe, logistically not worth having around. These days, such a struggle to drag the shell of a body out of bed. Siren song of the blanket more insistent than call to face another day. I close my eyes, soak up comfort of oblivion, retreat, can't help wishing it were permanent, only to be returned to this state of almost wakefulness again and again, until sighing, I drag myself upwards like a curse. I haul myself into work cubicle. Try to matter enough, people will tell me about political preferences. How much money they make, their favorite colors, or toothpaste. I wish God were on the calling list.
Hello?
Yeah, is God there?
You're Almighty speaking.
But you're a woman.
Oh, surprise, yes, I'm a chick.
Oh, well, God, on a scale of 1 to 10, how do you feel about your job creating the universe?
Why would you care?
And God, outside the Big Bang, what have you really caused in the last few billion years?
What an idiot, whatever.
Oh, yeah? And God, does that career block make you a has-been?
Oh, fuck.
Yeah? Same to you, God! I would feel better knowing the Almighty was fallible, had insecurities, perhaps cut myself a little slack. I tell myself I'll never write again. Without my words, I am petty, spiteful, mean. My normally sincere congratulations of friends' achievements are saturated with envy. I imagine growing fangs, snapping them closed in a death grip on my arm, sucking worthiness out as if my tongue were a straw, and goodness a tangible fluid. I wish to think I'm better than this, not entirely sure it is true. Distract myself with mundane tasks until weary eyes close, exhausted from the effort of being open. I forget what starlight is. So removed from all that is good, nothing but shadows greet me in this waking tomb. Approach my mirror, expectant of having sprouted horns and a tail, convinced I'm Lucifer. These blank pages were heaven. Now I've arrived in hell, a cocoon of indifference and stagnation. But always against all hope, I find myself back at the writing desk. Stanzas trickle out my veins into the pen, onto the page, until they become rivers of ink. Purpose once again infuses. Siren song of the mattress fades. I am not whole. Rather, I have again embarked on this quest for wholeness. The only time I ever truly fell in love was with poetry. Wish I could hold on to my faith that she will never leave me. Without her, a wretched thing. Interior call center, 7 years ago. You red-headed Mary-elf Amazon sit beside me.
Hey, my name's Zoe. What's your name?
To which antisocial me is shocked in revealing identity. To which you reply, all flapping gums and goofy grin.
Dan? How old are you, Dan? 29? Listen, I saw a psychic 2 years ago and they told me that I'm gonna meet a guy at work who would be 29, called Dan, and they're gonna play an important role in my life. There you are. Welcome to my life. Hi.
Stanley Park, a week later. Brad, I want to be a professional actor.
If this was a movie, what would you tell me?
My, oh my. You are a long, tall glass of water, and I sure am mighty thirsty. Later, we dash through Vancouver downpour and arrive at the movie theater to witness the same liquid scenario in the film's opening sequence, and we howl uproariously at the silver screen's symmetry. 5 years ago, you left for the Yukon. The whole find yourself cliche, and I find myself feeling like an inside joke, minus the one person who knows the punchline. My best days, I am a scientist, piecing together the Swiss cheese of all that I understand and feel into words that I loosely call poetry. But at night, a chilly wind shoots through my bedroom, driving home the realization of how deserted my bed is. This feeling is accentuated by overly demonstrative couples everywhere.
At bus snitches.
On street corners.
They were everywhere.
2 days ago, they were under my bed.
Yesterday, they were having sex in my shower.
This morning, they ate my last bowl of cocoa puffs.
Enough!
Now, I stumble on and off of stages. A dog at the dinner table begging for scraps, and I love you ovation. But there is no Neverland. No magic wardrobe to spirit away our loneliness. Instead, I cradle my belief in beauty close. I put fingertips to keypad, pen to paper. Your message arrives, and I feel less and more alone.
Fun fact about the penguins. The male in the coupling plays the traditional female role, protecting and cradling the young in egg form. The male even has a gland in the esophagus that excretes milk once they are born. He is the one chosen to look after the babies, while the female plays hunter-gatherer. In the world of penguins, traditional gender roles are upside down, and the only way to tell them apart is through blood testing.
I was the listener in a relationship, the traditional gossipee, the only male ever invited as an honorary female to spa night with Zoe and her roommate. You're hardly a boy at all. You're such a boy. 2 phrases she spoke to me in the same amused tone. The first filled me with an almost absurd pride. The second, an unspoken shame.
PT in the park. Love fresh air cinema.
Yeah, Zoe, I know we've talked about this before, but I still have feelings for you. I just have to know if there's a chance for something.
I don't know. I really don't know. You're a great friend. I don't want to fuck it up. I've never seen you that way.
That way? As what? A guy? Well, yeah, I am such a boy. A real fucking boy. Why do I always have to be the caring, sensitive friend? Why can't I have what I want for once? Why do I always have to be alone?
You told me you had moved on from this. If you can't accept us as just friends, then we probably can't be anything!
This is a love poem for the ghost dominatrixes. The cyanide, carrot-eating, suicide cult rabbit children. Hopeless and despairing after the loss of tricks, the rejects rejected. Their platform 9 3/4 has always been those dark corners they hid themselves in to observe and escape ridicule. You know those monsters in the closet? Those creatures under the bed? They're actually deformed children, longing to be your friend, but terrified to be rejected when you see them with the lights on. I am one of those deformed children. Too often, I play fly to the spatula, careening into walls, my wings bruising so badly I was afraid to soar. As I grew older, my weirdness grew in symmetry with my resilience. I became a junkyard tin can moth, stained glass, barbed wire butterfly. Clueless to my acquired beauties, I long ago learned to fear mirrors. I encounter my glory, mirroring off the wings of another, but I don't recognize it. I discover love, but I'm oblivious. I don't understand intimacy without the presence of bloodshed. I am all love parcels and doubt bondage, kitten fluff erotica instead of snuff film macabre hardcore. I long to take the stages with a manic zeal of a suicide bomber, a hippie word bomb slinging hallelujah rapture. I long for this fearless love, this tornado breath ambivalence, this poetry ripping hyperbole bravado. My voice issues from my heart. My heart expands every time I speak. One day it will encompass the world. But today, it's barely big enough for my chest.
Oh my god, Cookie, you look so good!
Oh my god! It's been forever. You know, I missed you too, so I finally understand something. You know, if you don't know who you are, how do you know what home is? You are home to me, Zoe. My hot apple cider in a snowstorm.
Look, I love you. I'm just not in love with you.
It's okay. This penguin hasn't given up on his quest for love yet. You know, the only thing is that I'm so awkward in quest for it that I worry that even if love were to plop into these flippered mitts, I would fumble it away and it would shatter.
You want yourself as different as an outsider, but that's what makes you unique. You wear your scars on the outside, and that unfortunately scares me.
Thank you.
Love you.
I love you too.
So how are you lately?
Oh, pretty good. You know, I started seeing a psychologist for something called my shadow side.
Shadow side?
Yeah, it's my subconscious survival instinct. You see, I never really learned properly to deal with people and situations, and particularly being a man, and I don't really have the body to pass as a woman. And now, you know, I finally like being a man, but you know, there was one point I actually imagined being married in a dress. Can you believe that?
No, wow.
Yeah, you know, figures I told you just about everything else, but not that. Just all these social expectations about being a man, what it means, right? You know, it felt good to be told, you're fucked up, but you're not crazy. You're broken, but you can be mended. You're confused, but you're not a monster. It felt like being called beautiful.
You are beautiful.
Thank you. I want to believe that. You know, these words came to me. Poetry has saved me. Community has saved me. My own pain has forced me to search for beauty, and beauty now waltzes with hope.
Waltzing Matilda.
Waltzing Matilda? What is that?
It's the name of an old song.
Oh, yeah? Huh. Dance with me. That reminds me of an old song of my own. You remember this one? A song played on a solo saxophone. A lonely sound, a crazy sound, a cry that tells us love goes on and on. Played on a solo saxophone, telling me to hold you tight and dance like it's the last night of the world. A song played on a solo saxophone, a lonely sound, a crazy sound, that cry that tells us love goes on and on. Played on a solo saxophone, it's telling me to hold you tight and dance like it's the last night of the world. There's no place like home, Zoe. They say whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger. With this in mind, I wish to give thanks to various people who have caused pain in my life. To Scott, the super midget from hell. In grade 4, you whispered sweet death threats into my ears before carving up my arms with your Freddy Krueger nails, fully developed Wolverine claws. You were the first bully outside of my home to resort to violence as well as just words. I hope breaking my bullying hymen was good for you, Scott! Quite the bromance we had. Thank you for the cruelty of insecure childhood, the tough lessons, the best predator. You were my first major crush. For months you evaded my attempts to ask me out before squashing my heart at grade 7 graduation. Thank you for my first taste of unrequited puppy love. To my father, I carried the residual guilt of your sins in my veins. I would do anything for new friends. Make myself indispensable. Matter enough they would choose not to leave me. In so doing, I drove them away. When it came to woman, I was drawn to the unavailable and the unrequited. I realize now I didn't want to succeed, terrified of being hurt, terrified of hurting, terrified because I had no idea what a functional relationship even looked like. I have shared more life stories with strippers and dive bars than in romantic relationships. Yet, in some ways, you are the best thing that ever happened to me. Experiencing your violence taught me the value of being gentle. Cruel words taught me spirit is infinitely harder to heal than broken bones. Your quickness to judge taught me to be more accepting. So many lessons I learned by doing the opposite, so, Father, I thank you. But self-hatred was also learned. I have your temper, kept under tight lock and key. I have taken up a pen, bled over countless stages, found partial redemption and healing there. But so much of my story was your story, our story. So very much of what I have written is scarred with your influence. You died in 2012, but you still haunt my life. I have had my time to heal, had my time to purge. I am sick of cutting myself open. I am sick of dark corners, despair, incest poems. I will no longer endure your lingering violation, no longer use you as an excuse, no longer write another poem about you. I have no idea what my voice sounds like without you in it. This prospect saddens and terrifies me. This poetry, macabre as it is, was the closest we ever had to father-son intimacy. But it's time for an exorcism to set this residual guilt in my veins ablaze. I've never killed a muse before. Never wished it so before. I dread this new Eden. Standing here, naked and alone. This will be a slow death. Slow exorcism. It begins with a changing of perspective, focusing not on the destruction of the storm, but the flowers that bloom in its aftermath, expressing that which brings joy. A relatively new thing in my life, growing, reaching out, strangling the weeds.
Thought about creation. If we are all born in God's image, then God must be an extremely uncertain and awkward creature. Imagine a giant hermaphrodite penguin with their sex organs on the outside.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? Picture this. A few billion years ago, God is bored. They have nothing to do. So God experimentally sticks his giant cosmic penis into his giant cosmic vagina. Help me out. Hold it up. Big, giant cosmic vagina. Now, hold it up. Come on. Now, pleased with how it feels, he vigorously pumps away until the Big Bang ejaculates all life into the universe. Now, in order to avoid population overload, God randomly castrates the vagina and penis from all living creatures at random.
Henceforth, gender is merely a human construct?
Exactly. Gender is merely a human construct. All of us hideous yet beautiful.
Proudly, profoundly flawed.
Without explanation or apology.